Here,
Hello.
Andre and Phil.
Hello.
There's going to be a couple more coming up to help us out today since it's a big group, so we'll get you guys rolling. All right. First thing, self-defense is such a vast curriculum. It's hard to pinpoint like one ingredient to cover. But since Matt brought some knives today, I wasn't expecting that, so I guess I would be forced to show some knife stuff today. But I would like to start with some simple principles to go by. So that would be, hey, look, it's here, it's Kai. Say hi to Kai. What I like to do is work with principles, so that way it's easy to remember and kind of attain the skill level that you need. First, what I want to cover is basically there's 5 things that you need to be at, and then kind of gauge where your skill level will be or how you will survive a self-defense scenario, right? One is awareness. If you want to take notes, please feel free. I'm going to try to write it down later as well. It's right on the board. Awareness is key. Okay. 2, you have to be quick. 3, you have to be ready for whatever the outcome is. Okay. 5, be armed. Okay, and number 5 is really my top goal for everyone, especially when dealing with self-defense. Because a lot of times when we see the trend of a crime, especially in the city, people who will rob you or do you harm will have some type of weapon on them, right? Because weapon just makes everything a lot easier, right? On me. Because depending on the level of threat I am going to face, then I have to adjust accordingly. Okay? In self-defense, can go into like a lot of things. Like you're fighting 2 things, right? Or 3 things really. The physical altercation, right? Where you want to come out of it alive. Second is your emotional trauma after the fact. Third is the lawsuit that comes after that incident. And that can be an emotional and financial burden as well. Okay, so something to think about. It doesn't end right after that fight. But the most important thing today is to kind of get you guys have the skill to be able to deal with some kind of altercation. Okay? Also, what you have to kind of like keep in your head as well is whatever you learn here, you have to practice. It's just like with fitness or cardio, you have to maintain that skill, okay? Because it is a highly perishable skill. Does that make sense? So with that said, I like to keep the class kind of organic. I don't go by curriculum or anything like that. I have what I want to cover in my head. If you have any questions, feel free to ask, and I'll stop the class and we'll cover that, and I can answer it for you, or try to. All right? With that said, let's go ahead and warm up. So what I want to do right now is basically just give you the actual tools that might work or will work in a situation. Arms. This is going to be your tools, right? We normally kind of do a some type of movement. We have to be fast in the fact that we are going to react. Can you please put on your pencil? Right. So one of the things that we're going to start off first is just kind of loosen up the body, is how to actually use your arms. If you do feel like you are going to have to touch somebody or attack them, all I want you to do is just nice and loose, just react, and just all you need to do is use the back of the fingers, brushing against the face, or actually a finger jab. Finger jab has to be practiced because sometimes you might break your finger, but I find that this brush right here is really easy. So just like that, not telegraphed at all or anything like that. So if Andre were to try to kind of grab my neck right here, just go like that on the face. Okay, just brushing. So it's just like that, right? So I'm not doing this, not telegraph or anything like that. I just want to go, just brush, right? Brush. You can even do that side as well. Something simple, so it doesn't require you to have power and commit your whole balance towards it, right? So in a self-defense scenario, one of the things that you want to maintain is consciousness and never give up your base. Because when you fall on the ground, it's a harder fight, especially when weapons are involved. Okay, so what I want to do is maintain my base or keep mobile, but also keep conscious. right? So Andre is just gonna walk around, and when he puts up the pad, that gives me a signal to just kind of like just go ahead and flicker my hand like that, right? So it may not look like anything in actual self-defense like that, but erase the face will be the goal. You can erase the face, you can manipulate them any way you want. Right? Really simple. He was expecting that too. So we're going to partner up, or we're actually just going to have pads since we have so many people today. We're going to split you up in a group like maybe 5, and my instructors are going to hold up the pads. I'm just going to walk up to them, and they hold up the pad and just go like that, right? So when I go like that, and just watch how I grab this, right? So I brush, and then grab, and then I walk away. And then we're just going to go in line, and we're going to add things to it later on, okay? Ready? Let's do it. Okay, what that looks like in an attempt for a grab right here is I go 1, 2, and push. Okay, so the smack behind the head is what disorients him. This distracts him because I'm going for the eyes. This right here is what disrupts the balance, and then I shove. Okay, right now I'm shoving. If I wanted to hit, I will just chop right across that. Okay, so it's going to be 1, 2, and then shove. Okay, so I'm going to slowly add little elements to it to make sense. Go ahead.
Oh, where were we?
So start with the right. Go slow.
Breathe out. That adds a little bit more intensity to your movements. Yes? It's like when you're lifting or doing cardio, you got it.
See how Mike puts his whole body on his just lean in slowly. Bring the whole body. That's okay.
Push my arm once.
Instead of
So when you
palm.
nice,
Try to attach more with your
Couple.
there, yeah. You see that?
Okay, time. That's just a little bit of kind of like simple movement, yes? So I want to start adding a little bit more to it. Okay? Now we're going to go back to, so we did a backhand, now I'm going to do just a slapping forehand this way. Same thing, so it's going to be nice and relaxed, but what I want you to do is actually cup your hands like this so that it has more smack behind it. Okay? So just like that. Okay? And let your shoulder be loose, because if you resist that power, you're actually putting brakes on that power you're expressing. Right? So just let go, just like that. But what I want to do now is come back to the backhand as well. So 1, 2, just like that. Okay? In the system that we teach, we actually have 7 basic strikes that we work with. And it's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. If you can get 5, I will be happy. Alright? So it's going to look like this. 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 5. Or we'll just hit this pad. Like that. Alright? So one more time. To really practice this, all you need to do is your own hand, just go like a patty cake. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Right? When you get that rhythm in that cadence, you understand it. There you go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Right? So now when we get the pad, just go slow. Get that rhythm. Like that. Okay? Try it slow and then take up that rhythm. While you're going around with it, you can do it, but then you're exposed on this side, right? So if you're defending yourself and I'm going like this, like that. I'm just going to blast it, but this hand is going to be shooting like that. Okay, so I'm up like this, okay? So just make sure that the other one is up.
That's what Matt tells us to do with kickboxing.
Yeah.
This part.
So that elbow goes here. Actually, hold it.
Okay, time. I'm just going to have my instructors rotate. Just my instructors.
Awesome.
Just touch your forehead.
Hey, don't forget to grab.
Combine the parts. That's very
Yes. Try to be a little bit more elastic.
Okay. So when it comes to kicking, you want to be really thinking about the target. Oh, right on time. So when we choose a target, just remember everything that goes down the center line on this point. Your targets will be the eyes, the nose, the throat, or the neck. Okay. In the lower part, waist down. I'm short, so this is my favorite. Anybody taller than me from the waist down to mine. Okay. Groin, knee, and shin. Shin is such a good target. Like if he attacks me right now, right? I know that. Buys you a lot of time. Time, face distance,
Time saver there.
yeah.
I'm used to it.
Yeah. So what I want you to think about now is just the kicking part, and I'm going to show you just a simple way to kick. Have your hands up, and from the rear leg, you are going to stomp, just like that. And the target on this one is either the knee or the shin. Okay? So push, just like that. And again, breathe out, so that way you have more power to insert. Push. Okay? So push. Just like that, you're gonna walk right in, push, and take turns. Okay? Let's try it. You don't want to lose your base. So, from here, erase the face, don't let it go. Then knee, frame, and then kick if you want. I don't care what kind of kick it is. You can front kick to the groin. You should a tie kick, you do a tie kick, and then it's on.
What if somebody is substantially taller than you?
If they are taller than me, anything from the waist down is mine.
Okay,
So like I
so
said-
it's just harder to grab.
Yeah, it's gonna be taller.
Tie. No, he's gonna go for below the waist.
So remember this movement right here, where you fling it out, he comes up to me and right? So a lot of those things, again, this is the way you think of things, right? Just because they're taller, you're automatically in your mind's like, oh, he's gonna overpower me. Yes, he probably will if you don't fight back and you are not violent enough to stop him. And again, those 5 elements and principles that I talk about, that's what's gonna keep you alive and win the fight, right? He comes up to me, he's taller, right? The knee is already there, right? Proximity, even if I'm short right here, what can you do with your hands? I can pinch. I just, my students don't like it when I do that. Again, if I grab, you have those tools, right? But essentially, if he's taller, then yes, right? Groin is right there. And again, as soon as I attach, see it? I just attach to him. I can go palm, elbow, half back, knee. Okay? All those tools are available to you. Okay? You just have to practice it enough and find these little pathways to connect to those movements. Okay? But comes up. First of all, I come up already. See it? Because that's what I want. I want that space. If I can get that space, that's perfect. Right? See? Then I go erase the face. Okay. Boom. There are different knees that we show as well, but this is probably the most effective one because, again, this requires training. Usually if I go like that, then I go like that, and I get this face. Okay, and that gets me control now. Okay, so, but that's a little bit more detailed than what I'm doing. But what we want is just some kind of instant reaction that we get. If he grabs it, like that. Until it becomes automatic and you finally you place on the feet. Okay? So can we try that? Just shield up, knee, push. Okay? Let's go.
Sure. And you can think about as we're in this like clash that you're
Frame.
have opportunities to erase the face.
So, okay, so you want to work with me? So,
Oh,
I mean, that's the same thing. You just grab your head.
Okay.
So if you try to grab me, I can grab my head. So frames are it's really easy. So just from here, you can shut in, grab. Yeah.
Any questions so far? Anyone?
What if someone goes from behind?
Oh.
Wow.
So before we get into that, we'll remind you later, yeah?
Okay.
What I want now is basically understanding the framework, right? If you have a framework to work with, this part right here basically gives you a lot to deal with already, right? So, from this drill, what I want now is Art is going to kind of like go like this and try to slap my ear. And all I'm going to do is just get a frame, right? Because to really understand this, you have to kind of put it to like some kind of pressure test, right? So he slaps, just like that. It's okay to absorb it, but eventually I will move it, okay? Because moving in hits him, right? You can only take so much of this before he starts controlling my arm and pulls him down. That's what you don't want, right? Because again, if you're stuck there, you're not doing anything. If he's good, he's going to understand that, oh yeah, I can yank it down, right? So what you want is from hitting here, and then moving in. He hits again, I move in until I erase the face. Okay? So this time we can partner up and just kind of do that practice, right? So he's just going to slap. Sometimes I like to move in right away like that. And like Art said, he calls this the rhino just because of the fact that you are going to perform when you are set, right? So so here, I can already push, right? I can already push, and I can already erase the face. Right? The grab, elbow, and now it's set. Okay? So partner up and explore that way. And then we'll go back to that from behind. Okay? Partner up. So I'll have my instructions. Right, one more time. And what I like to do sometimes is actually use my hand once I grab it here. Just compress my head against this space. Okay? So there's a lot that you can do there. Because once I get that, I get the connection. Erase the face. Okay? So just play around like that so that you understand the actual kind of struggle with it. Okay? One of the things that I usually like to drill is, so this is kind of like an uncomfortable position. So you feel your back, strike, and then I go in, and then I just go in. But you have to be able to use your environment as well. Most of the times, you're in a crowded spot, elevator, you still have to be able to frame, right? He comes in. Yes. Okay. So just kind of play around like that a little bit with the struggle so that you really understand what goes on. Okay? You say, gonna try.
Okay.
Yeah, choose an attack.
So now, you want
and then the attacks will just kind of like attach to the frame. Manipulate the defensive.
Have a partner up, one
and
person will
opportunities
feed first.
to use what you
We'll do the
put.
struggling, and then
But,
the
you know,
other
be
person will
gentle
now.
and don't actually hit each other up.
So you can feel and understand what's going on.
Yeah. Does that make sense?
So one person is getting aggressive.
Oh yeah, if you wear glasses in a self-defense scenario, you expect that's the first thing to go.
Right out here. Is that Good. Good.
Oh, thank you,
I felt his eye.
So one of the questions was, when you got approached from behind or attacked from behind, right? One of the most common ones would probably be like a bear hug, right? So again, if he puts a bear hug on me, I don't want to tense up right away. I want to feel whatever's going on here. If it's high grab like this, because I'm short, my shoulder's almost out already, right? So all I need to do really is round off my shoulder and my back, and it slips out.
What if they like kind of grab you from here instead of here?
Yeah, same thing.
Okay.
Same thing here. So my elbow is trapped. I round off my back. All I need to do is escape from this side, open that.
Can you do it facing this way?
Sure, yeah, I will. Right? So the question was if it is high, because a lot of times when they lift you here, they might lift you up, right? But we're going to solve that later. This one right here, my shoulder is almost loose. All I have to do is round off my back and slip that. Now, I want to follow this up, because once I go here, my shoulder will touch my knee. Because if you don't, you will get your wrench. Right? Right? So if I just go like this, it transfers now. You see? Come check this out.
I was not worrying about
I know, I felt it. So, again, here, simple stuff, right? Center line, groin strike. You can also kick the shin from here if you can reach it, just kind of like find it. Right? But if you are worrying about this stuff right here, it's basically your shoulder joint, you can move that. I don't care how strong they are and how tight they have that. I can still rotate that, right? As long as you don't tense out like this. So rotate the action, will shimmy out, and then come back. Do the same thing. Okay? If it's lower, because now we want to go like this. And I like hard to grab the groin. So when I want the same thing, my shoulders still roll, I actually exhale. If he's going to squeeze me anyway, insert it in. Grab. Okay. One more time. On this side. Insert that in. I don't care how strong he is. I'll take that already. Right? Right? So that's a couple of escapes from behind, right? One, he grabs. If it's high, it's easier to roll that out. Just make sure, once you go here, shoulder touches the ear. So the back end, ear is the face. And you're always seeking that one. Okay? Next one, he squeezes. Still roll the shoulder. Because once I roll my shoulder forward, you come closer, guys. See how cinched up that is. Once I roll my shoulder and elbow in, it creates a space. See it? And I don't care how strong it is. Start. One up, one down. Push down. Then elbow, elbow, elbow. Want to practice up? So he grabs me. Lower. So now, usually when they grab you like this, is because, again, they want you to use your base and lower consciousness, right? So they will slam you to the ground. So I grab. So he lifts, I grab. And I just hold on to it until he gets tight, and then I slowly kick my leg out. We call this square and tail. So again, I'm trying to do this. He feels that. He lifts me up. I lock it. Wait until he gets tight. You felt that, right? And then just stretch it out. When I stretch it out, I try to put my heel onto the ground so that it affects the balance. And then I can go back to us.
That's fine.
If he lifts, wait until he gets tired. I sink. I can even try to do this. Erase that face with my head. Back down. Okay? One more. Another option. He lifts again. And then I go down. So once I go down, I sit on the leg. Then I back. In Filipino grappling, we usually stand and we just turn. All right. Work in the conjunction, combination, and stuff like that. 'Cause sometimes one might fail. You have